Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Happy Friday. Sorry I haven't recorded much. Um, Getting back into the swing of things with work. And I met with my team for the first time this week, in like 3.5 months. So it was nice to chat with them and, you know, catch up on how their life is going and what's been going on, how their holidays were. Um, And it was nice because they all really missed me, and it's a nice feeling as a supervisor when people actually miss when you're gone, and it seemed genuine. So, yeah, it's been a good week. Few delays for school because of weather. It was like basically a snowstorm on Tuesday, and they didn't cancel school. It was insane driving them to school. Both of them were at least 10 minutes late because they're in two separate schools. Um, and yeah, and then the next day it was like everything was pure ice, everything. So they had a 2-hour delay for that. Um, and yeah, it's been interesting. So, um, today is finally Friday, and I am so ready for the weekend to basically just chill, hang out, and not do much of anything. It's my favorite kind of weekend. Um, Still couldn't go see my kid, my mom's boyfriend because he has some stuff going on. One of his cousins was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, so he's been helping to take care of him. Um, so we won't be able to see him again this weekend, but it's okay because the kids have haircuts, I think Sunday. So um works out. They have to get haircuts. Their hair is like out of control right now. Um my oldest son has my hair super curly. And then my youngest son has his dad's hair super straight, but his hair is very long right now because he always had, it's like parted like this and it like comes down to here. So right now it's like down to here. So they both really need haircuts. um but so I did an ASMR video, and I've been reading from this book called Project 369. Um, and it's basically a book about like manifesting and stuff like that. And I talk about it more on there. I don't, if you guys watch both channels, I don't want to bore you, but it teaches you how to like manifest things that you want. And, it's been such like a positive experience, and trying to like rewire my brain to think positive. Um, I naturally have a very negative mind when I'm not on medication. Um, am bipolar. I have borderline personality disorder, PTSD, anxiety, social phobia. Like, I have a lot going on that works against me naturally. Um, so while on medication, it definitely helps, keep the dark thoughts away and stuff like that. So this book has kind of helped me to think positive and kind of have confidence within myself that like I can achieve the things that I want to achieve. Um, and I just have to be realistic in what I'm trying to achieve, like I want to be a lottery winner, but I don't play the lottery. So that's not realistic. That's not going to happen. Um, but I can strive towards ways to become more wealthy, whether that be to move up in the company that I'm in now, or, I've tried numerous side hustles. None have worked out. The only sales I got is I started my own drop shipping company for coffee, and I called it Brewed Greatness. Um, had, labels on it, everything. It was awesome. My boss was my number one customer. She bought for me 3 times. So I've tried side hustles, and really just It's hard. Like, I don't, I'm not an influencer. I'm not going to go on TikTok and like try and like sell stuff. Like, it's just not who I am. I don't have that personality. I mean, it's hard enough for me to do YouTube videos. I don't like being on camera. I'm a shy person. That's why it's really ironic that I do these. Um, but I enjoy doing it. So, when I had the podcast with my cousin, it was like all like mental health related, and we did it for a while. And in the beginning, it was cool. It was very structured. Like we both like sat down and like talked. But my cousin is amazing, but um we were always at different levels. So some days she was like super manic and wanted to um record, and I was like down here like I don't want to record, I don't want to talk. um and also, she from time to time wasn't medicated, so she went through a lot of things, and we would just not record for months and stuff like that. So it just didn't work out. um but it's funny, I will record for my channel now and it's just like me talking. So it's strange, but I've tried different things to try and make money on the side. So I'm really just trying to figure out what that looks like for me. How do I become wealthy? How do I get to the point where I'm not literally living paycheck to paycheck, like having like $5 in my account by Sunday? How do I do that? How do I make it so I don't have to stress about money so much? Because I feel like that's all I do. Um, so yeah, so basically, I started the ASMR channel. I did get a comment that my whispers were really good and that they enjoyed the video and wanted to watch my channel grow, which was like the nicest comment I think I've ever received on anything. Um, Besides, my boyfriend always liking all my videos. That's pretty awesome. Um, but so it's been a week. My son the other day messaged me, and he texted me while he was at school, and he's like, "Hey, could I switch to the other high school?" And I'm like, "What? Why? What is happening?" So mind you, his girlfriend is 18, he's 16. She's in her last year of school at the other high school. So right away, I'm like, he wants to switch there to go to school with her. So he's like, "Oh, I'm worried about automotive class. Like, what if I don't pass?" And there's these two kids bothering me. So right away, I'm like, "This kid's bothering you? What? No, that's not okay." So I said, "Listen, you're not switching schools in the middle of the school year. You can go to Pilgrim next year if you want." Um, and what's going on with the two kids? What's going on? So come to find out, they're not like bullying him. They just annoy him. Like he's like, they think that we're friends and they just constantly talk to me and it's annoying. I'm like, okay, that's not what I thought it was going to be at all. Um, so I was like, "No, you're not switching schools." And this, he wanted to get a job where she worked so they could work together. And I'm like, "Dude, let me give you a little lesson in life." Okay. Which is funny because she started working at a place and then quickly broke up with him because she liked one of the guys she worked with. They've since worked it out. But yeah, imagine if they worked together, how shitty that would have been for him to have to go to work and see her chatting and flirting with the other guy. Like, so I was like, "No, you're not going to follow her with whatever she does. You're not going to go to school with her. You're not going to work with her. You're going to stay your own person and do your own thing." Like, it's important for you to remain who you are, even when you're in a relationship. You have to be your own person, keep your identity. There's nothing wrong when you're in a relationship to like be fully invested in the person, but don't lose who you are. Because when you lose who you are, you lose the person that they fell for, right? You're going to become so much like them that you lose the qualities that made you you and made them fall for you. So I tried having this conversation with him so he could like understand why I'm like, no, you're not switching schools. Um, and he kind of just laughed. He goes, yeah, I didn't think you would let me. I was like, okay, as long as like you're aware, like that this was kind of like a silly thing to ask. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. So, um, so with that, I was approved for 6 months to work from home remotely, fully. Um, and I think come September, since they're both going to be going to the same school, I'm going to start having them take the bus because I will then have to go into work 2 days a week. So my plan is to get them situated on the bus and they'll take it to and from school. They'll both get house keys and then I will go into work Tuesdays and Wednesdays because I have all of my meetings on those days. So if I have agents in office, which I only have 2 people in Rhode Island, the rest are all in Denver. So it's kind of stupid, but um, I'll be in office. I can have my meeting, my one-to-ones with them directly. And them taking the bus will allow me to work 2 full days in office. So I'm very anxious about it. But again, like I'm just feeling like my outlook is a bit more positive and it's like, okay, so that needs to happen. They're 16 and my youngest will be 14. Well, my youngest is going to be 14 in April, and then my oldest is going to be 17 in September. So I think it's about time that they're able to stay home for a few hours. I need to not have such dark thoughts when it comes to like them being alone and me worrying constantly if they're going to be okay. Like my youngest one is kind of out of that phase now where he antagonizes his older brother. And my oldest son is a very sweet kid, but he can get angry with his younger brother when he's like, nonstop pissing him off, which is natural. But, I think at this point, they'll be okay staying home for a few hours. Um, and, getting in the house. And I told him, like, no cooking, that type of stuff. Like, you can use the oven. It's the stovetops that worry me because I'm afraid he'll forget to turn it off or something. Um, and so that's my plan. I was really, really kind of freaking out about going in office because I dropped them off and picked them up from school. But that can't always be the case. Like, I'm not going to be able to work fully remote for the next like 4 years. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I've come to that conclusion. So I have to figure out how to set them up like on the buses and stuff like that. But that's for a later date. It's only January. I have plenty of time to figure it out, and I have 6 months that I can work fully remote. So, um, so yeah, overall everything's okay right now. I don't really have a lot going on, which is great. Um, and I'm going to file taxes soon, so we'll see how that goes. It'll be nice to have a little extra money, do a few little things. But majority of it, I'm just going to save because I need to save money. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to pop on and say hi. I really don't have too much. I was looking at different topics to kind of talk about today, but yeah, I'm just not really into long-winded videos at the moment. I'm going to get my son in a little while, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing great, and maybe I'll pop on this weekend. Maybe I won't. We shall see. But I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, depending where you are. Everyone is like getting plummeted with freezing temperatures and craziness. So stay warm out there, and I will talk to you all soon.